Hello, and welcome to another exciting episode of the Comic Book Chronicles. Yay! Woo! No sound effects tonight because I was not trying to juggle that and what I'm doing right now, which is the news. So, folks, this week we had movie protocol, so we had so we did not record Thursday night like we normally do. I should probably do the thing, but I didn't. Whatever. But I'll go ahead and get this out of the way regardless. So we didn't have a show Thursday night, but we recorded a couple days later, which that should be out by now, actually, in your feeds by the time you're hearing this. But we didn't do the news, so I'm doing it right now. I am your host, Roddykat. How you doing? You can find me at Roddykat on Twitter. You can find me at News Nurse Need on Twitter. You can find me at CBCaps on Instagram. Cha-ching. But yeah, this is it. This is just me tonight. No 8-70. No, well, the other guys don't really show up anyway. But yeah, it's just me, you, and the news. Welcome. Let's see. And while I'm sitting here juggling a couple of things, I would like to say that we are absolutely positively going to have a show this coming Thursday, like we normally do. Things don't change. It's just that sometimes we have these weeks where, movie code protocol goes into effect and things going on, and we do it a little bit later. This actually should have been out a couple of days ago also, but, that's how things go. But regardless, spiel away. You can find this here podcast on the Coastal of the Podcast Network. That's cspn.us. Cha-ching. You could also find this podcast on your podcast perusal place of choice, whether it be Google Play, Apple iTunes, Spotify, or the Coastal of the Podcast SoundCloud page. Ching. Obviously, if you are watching the video version of this, whether live or after the fact, you can find them at the YouTube channel of the Click Nations. That's the Click Nation. That's youtube.com/the Click Nation. That's the KLIQNATION. Or you could also find us at twitch.tv/Comic Book Chronicles. Cha-ching. But also, folks, if you don't mind, it would be very lovely if you could follow, well, both of those channels, but specifically the Twitch channel of the Comic Book Chronicles, so that we can, get some more people, get the word out there about it. Like, we've been doing this for years. We just really got on Twitch a few months ago. And we're trying to get our views up and our follows up, so we can put some more extra content up there right now, because Twitch has this thing to where you can't add your upload anything until you become an affiliate, which is 50 followers, and that's kind of ridiculous, but it is what it is. Nevertheless, we're still going to give you the content regardless of whether that happens or not. And with that, folks, we are actually going to get into said content as I move some things around. Let's see, here we go. Pop, 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 and whoops, there we go. So, as we tend to do after we do our after we review our comic books of the week, we go into the news section, and we start off with the cinematic news. Actually, I'm doing it in the wrong place, but whatever. I could very well put some sound effects in here, but again, laziness besets me, folks, at this particular juncture in time. Plus, I didn't actually set it up like I probably should have. But we're not gonna worry about that, because you know what? We are going to do the thing like we know what we're doing. In fact, actually, hold on a second. I'm not cutting any of this out, so yeah. Oh yeah, that's not gonna work either, is it? Yeah, supper time, supper. I'm actually kind of curious if this is going to work. That seems like a big no. Nope, it's not. So you know what? That's fine. Nevertheless, here we go. News. See, that's news right there. Cinematic news, folks. Suicide Squad cast will appear on in a special Wipeout episode. That might have happened already. I don't actually know. So, John Cena's world collides when his castmates and his director from the upcoming film The Suicide Squad join him on Wipeout, the TBS competition show that he hosts with Nicole Byer and Camille Kostek for a special Suicide Squad themed edition of the game show. Folks, if y'all don't know what Wipeout is, it's a some would say, I guess it's Double Dare, Legend of the Hidden Temple without all the pretense. It's just a big obstacle course where, you know, people fall into the water and it gets replayed like 20,000 different times. I think you get the gist of it. You probably already know. Let's see. It says on August 4th, August 1st, which is not too far. Okay, so it hasn't happened just yet. They probably already taped it though. On August 1st, 4 of Cena's co-stars from the Suicide Squad, namely Nathan Fillion, Joel Kinnaman, David Dastmalchian, I'm not sure that's how he spells his name. I apologize for jacking it up. And Daniela Melchior will show up to cheer on and give advice to the teams that are competing for the prize. That, of course, is just 5 days before the Suicide Squad opens in movie theaters and on demand on HBO Max. So there you go. Low cross promotion with TBS and Warner, whatever. Cool. Let's see. Boop. Speaking of Suicide Squad, Harley Quinn may have multiple outfits and weapons. So Harley Quinn will be armed with multiple weapons and don various outfits in James Gunn's Suicide Squad. Don't know why this is news, but here we go. I put this in here. So I have only myself to blame for this. She has a mission outfit to start with that's very different. She didn't come on the mission wearing a ball gown. Well, yeah, I guess it's true. Yeah. Harley Quinn portrayer Margot Robbie said during a set visit attended by Screen Rant and other outlets. Although with Harley, she could have just been like, I just like it. This is what I wanted. I wanted to be pretty today. My baseball bat is next to my bed back in LA. I got other weapons in this one. Many, many weapons, but mainly one, actually. So, yeah, there you go. Which, yeah, if you've seen the trailer, you've seen the ball gown thing she's wearing. We don't know why, but, you know what? We don't mind. We don't mind at all. Next up, Black Adam star had no idea that what she was auditioning for. So Black Adam's Sarah Shahi revealed that she had no idea she was auditioning for the upcoming DC Extended Universe film. While speaking with the Hollywood Reporter, Shahi was asked if the casting process for Black Adam was an exhaustive one. Quote, you know what? I actually tanked the audition for Sex Life, and I had to put myself on tape 5 times. So Sex Life was probably the hardest casting process I've ever been in, whereas Black Adam was the easiest casting process. Sex Life is a Netflix thing, if I'm not mistaken. That's out there right now. But anyway, the universe definitely gave me a little kiss on the cheek when I got this one. End quote. Well, she added, while she was filming Sex Live, she put herself on tape in Toronto for the movie, which she knew nothing about, including the title. So she says here, so I auditioned with 2 very nondescript scenes, and then the world shut down. She continued. So the next thing I knew, I got a phone call saying, remember that movie you went out on? And I couldn't remember because it was a couple of months after I had auditioned. But they said, well, they want to meet with you, and it's the project called Black Adam with Dwayne Johnson. And it sounded so surreal. It sounded like I was being pranked or something. It didn't sound real, according to her. So there you go. There's been a few instances of that going on in spots. You know, the people don't know what they're auditioning for, but they're doing it anyway. So That's cool. Gal Gadot welcomes third daughter, baby Daniela, with husband Jason Varsano. Grateful and happy. So yeah, apparently Gal Gadot and her husband have 3 daughters. So that could be like a TV show, like My Three Sons or something. But no. The Wonder Woman actress, who's apparently 36, and husband Jason Varsano welcomed their third baby on. Well, this was like last week. So recently on Instagram, sharing a sweet photo of her family of 5 in a bed together. Gadot and Varsano also share girls Alma 9 and Maya 4. So that's cool. Go ahead. I was gonna say something respectfully, but I'm gonna let that go. But congratulations to the happy family. Now we did talk about this on the show. Richard Donner, famed director and producer, Richard Donner has died at 91. You can go check out the other show from this week, which is episode 240. Excuse me, 424. And we kind of go into it just a little bit more about the legacy of Richard Donner. You know, the man was 91. The man's had a life. But yeah, like I said, Superman, you might know him from, which is germane to this particular show. But he's done plenty of other things, including directed The Omen, which I totally didn't remember he did. The original Omen, not any kind of remakes or anything. The original joint. If you're a horror fan, you should watch the original Omen if you have not. Those movies, as a non-horror fan, I would say that those movies are actually pretty good. And I'm not even a horror fan. What up, Cap? How's it going, good sir? Just doing a little light news so I can clear up some things. But it's doing all right though. Anyway, let's continue. Batwoman season 3 to introduce Renee Montoya, according to a news report. So it seems that Batwoman season 3 is looking to add 3 new characters to its cast, including Renee Montoya, and this is according to a rumor site, the Illuminati. So again, take it for what it is. Hope you're doing. By the way, hope you're doing okay tonight, Cap. The CW series is looking for Latinx or Afro-Latinx actor in her 30s for a series regular role. A former Gotham City Police Department officer who left the department due to GCPD mistreatment of Gotham's marginalized citizens, Montoya is now a paper pusher in charge of the quote-unquote Freaks division at the mayor's office. Pardon me. She's dedicated to cleaning up Gotham streets the right way, quote-unquote. So I know there is a recent storyline in DC Comics where Renee Montoya has become the mayor. No, actually, excuse me, she was commissioner, not the mayor of the GCPD. So this doesn't sound like it's following along that. And it doesn't sound like she's going to become the Question, which she has also in the comics, which I believe she is still the Question in the comics. So I'm very curious about whether they're going to even touch on that or not. So, but it says here that the superhero drama is also casting Jada Jet, a black woman in her late 40s to early 50s and CEO of Jet Industries, which I think that's what this next article is about. So we just pop on to that. Robin Givens joins season 3 of CW drama Batwoman as series regular. So apparently Robin Givens, who was just recently on Riverdale. I don't know because I have never watched it. Well, I say that, but I think I watched one episode. So, but it says here that Robin Givens has been tapped for a key role in the upcoming 3rd season of CW's Batwoman. Let's see. Yep. Rib Givens, a new series regular on the DC drama, will play Jada Jet, a powerful CEO for Jet Industries. Jada isn't bossy, she's the boss. Passionate and hardworking, a woman who's worked her way through life's up and down to climb her way to the top. All while being extremely protective of her impetuous son. A woman with a deep past that forced her to give up her firstborn child, Jada is a woman with a good heart, but will do whatever it takes to protect her family. So she will probably end up being the bad guy at some point, or it's something or other, or this universe's Lex Luthor. I have no idea who that character is, or if that's like a new one or something. So shout out to Robin Givens. Do your thing. Mortal Kombat Legends, Battle of the Realms trailer sets up a final tournament. So this is the animated Mortal Kombat movie. The trailer looks actually not bad if you've ever got a chance to check it out. But yeah, this is the article talking about said trailer actually, and you can find it in the show notes. If you are interested, or it's out there on YouTube and all those places. But you know what? Hey, we got show notes. Go check them out. Ding. But yeah, it's a pretty good trailer. When is this thing coming out? Actually, it is going to be out on digital Blu-ray and the 4K Ultra HD combo pack on August 31st. Got it. Cool. Oh right, and this takes place after that other Mortal Kombat's animated joint, Mortal Kombat Legends Scorpio's Revenge, which I still have yet to check out, and I probably should. And it sounds like, yeah, as the name might imply, it's going into the tournament. So, but yeah, check that out if you feel like it. Fantastic Four cast announcement. Wait, let me make sure I'm straight here. Yep, cool. Fantastic Four cast announcement won't be soon, Kevin Feige says. So I don't know how this even got brought up, but apparently Kevin Feige was talking to Entertainment Tonight's Online. Let's see. Oh, this is at the Black Widow premiere. Says the Black Widow premiere is our first red carpet event in 2 years. We'll see what happens with upcoming gatherings and fan events where we can release more news. I hope sometime in the near future, he says about the Fantastic Four casting announcements, which maybe they got brought up, maybe that didn't. That's kind of a weird thing to bring up at a Black Widow premiere, or I guess anything related to Marvel. Who knows? But yes, apparently Fantastic Four was first announced back in the Investors Call and back in December 2020, where we got a whole slew of other news, including Loki's TV show and all the other TV shows, Disney Plus shows that we have gotten or will get in. Let's see. It says here that John Watts of Spider-Man Homecoming fame is going to be directing the movie so far. But they got nothing. So we'll see what happens with that. Speaking of Disney Plus shows, Loki boss reveals the foundational pillar of the Asgardian character. And this is spoilers for Loki episode 4, apparently. If you've not seen Loki episode 4, which we've talked about last week, week before last at this point now, go check it out. It's a good show. I know some people are kind of put off about it because it's not actiony enough or whatever the case may be, but whatever. It's still a pretty good show. Anyway, Loki showrunner Michael Waldron spoke to the foundational pillar of Loki's character, suggesting that the Asgardian's loneliness is central to who he is. In an exclusive interview with CBR, Waldron discussed some of the show's biggest events and offered some insight on the characters and production. When asked about star Tom Hiddleston's input on the series, Waldron said that Hiddleston identified Loki's loneliness as something that the show should investigate. Excuse me. Quote unquote, we talked about how the first film and the work that he did with Kenneth Branagh, building that character and everything. Waldron said. Something that struck me was Tom identified Loki's loneliness as a foundational pillar of the character. That was really rich, I thought. Let's see. Hiddleston famously taught Loki School to Loki's cast and crew in order to bring them up to speed on the character's backstory in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. He covered everything from costumes to stunts, as well as how he felt emotionally in each film. Hiddleston has been previously called a collaborative actor by Disney Studios marketing president Asad Ayaz, which I have seen. There are a couple of videos out there about like Tom Hiddleston breaking down his character roles. I believe it's from like Vanity Fair or something. You should go check that out because he spends a lot of time talking about Loki, and the various Thor movies, and a couple of other movies. Which apparently there's one that he did around the same time before the Thor movie started. That's may or may not have played into his characterizations of Loki at some point. So you should definitely go check that out. I will try to put it in the show notes if I remember to do that. In fact, hold on a second. I can probably look that up. Like really, really quickly. And then I'll put it in the show notes because why not? But I hope everybody's doing out there, doing well out there tonight. And I apologize for the typing. There we go. I found it. Hey, yay, Google Foo. And you're probably seeing me right now putting it into the show notes. So I apologize for a little bit above behind the scenes going on here, but hey, it's GQ, not oops. Stop it. No, we don't. We're not gonna be doing that. Soap is great, don't get me wrong, but what we're not gonna do is advertise something that we ain't got nothing to advertise with. And so we move on. So yeah, that was a pretty good video that I just put in to the thing. All right, moving right along. Loki Star shares behind the scenes photo of his boastful variant. Diobia Operia. I have no idea how to pronounce this name. I'm so sorry. Shared a behind the scenes photo of his recent Ari, I guess. Ari. I apologize. Let me stop. Shared a behind the scenes photo from his recent guest appearance on Loki as the boastful Loki variant. Wasn't really there that long. I mean, he kind of popped in for a couple of scenes and, but it was still cool to see. Thrilled to be a part of the MCU and excited to have been introed in episode 4 of Loki. Apare tweeted, alongside a photo of him in costume carrying boastful Loki's hammer. The character first appeared at the end of Loki's first mid-credit scene with Tom Hiddleston's Loki and a couple of other Lokis. Including classic Loki, which that was a good to see also. If you have not seen episode 4 or 5 or any of Loki, it's pretty good. And here is the Instagram post in question of a man's tongue out with the hammer and all that kind of good mess. So there you go. Into a report news, apparently Megan Thee Stallion could play herself in the SheHulk series. Yeah. YouTube channel Everything Always reported over the weekend that rapper Megan Thee Stallion will appear in Disney Plus's upcoming SheHulk series. I'm just going to go ahead and say, take this as a grain of salt. Just take this as a grain of salt. Now, if that ends up happening, cool. I also love Megan. Megan's dope. For more ways than one. So if that does end up happening, that would be cool. But again, like I said, I don't know what this Everything Always. It's as far as I know, it's a rumor site or a rumor channel. Just take it as a grain of salt. Don't. I wouldn't put too much into it unless it actually happens or there's some sort of confirmation. So again, this is coming from, wait, hold on a second. So this is coming from one of my very own sources here at the channel in an exclusive. host and curator Michael Roman, aka All Fires, said in a YouTube video. So I'm going to give you a little bit of behind the scenes. Like, yeah, you sometimes on this show, when I put some news in, I know good and well it's a rumor, it's a report, and all that kind of good mess. Sometimes you kind of want it to be true. Most times you have to take it as a grain of salt. This is probably one of those ones. And like I said, normally I've said a few weeks ago that I try not to do too much rumor stuff because a lot of that stuff is kind of dumb. But some of it's just too fun not to put in. This is one of those ones. So if Megan does end up being on She-Hulk, I will gladly welcome that. That's all I'm going to say. But yeah, needless to say, okay. So apparently that the going into the rumor here, we are happy to report that Megan Thee Stallion is indeed joined. So yeah, again, this is a report, rumor, strictly rumor. So and this is coming off of some rumor fight. This is also being picked up by comic book resources. Don't blame me for this if it's not true. But you know, sometimes even sites get caught up on rumor and speculation. But nevertheless, see, Roman added that the Savage rapper will appear on the show as herself, noting that's right, she won't be showing up as a superhero supervillain, rather she'll be playing herself on the show. He also shared that the role is not a cameo and could be reoccurring. So I will blame you personally. Well, you can, but you'd be wrong for it, Cap. So good luck in making that one stick, good sir. Let's see. Now, I remind you guys hit the channel at least twice a week to take everything, including this. So even they say take it. See, right here. Boom, meow. There you go. So here's the thing that I don't like. Okay. Well, so this is a rumor. This is clearly a rumor site. But even they're saying definitive, like, yes, she's going to show up on the show as a gamer. This da 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 da. But then you see this right here, which to cover their asses they might as well do. Now I remind you guys that here on the channel at least twice a week to take everything, including this video that doesn't come directly from Marvel Studios, which this doesn't, with a grain of salt. Period. There you go. Apparently this person vetted with 2 separate sources involved with the production, so they're 99.9%, which means they're like 1/10% sure this is going to happen. Like somebody could tell you my mom's nephew's, uncle's, brother's, sister's barista on their father's side told me that I'm going to be on the She-Hulk show. That's how you should take this news. Anyway, but if it does happen, hey. If it does happen, cool. And I'm pretty sure the world will be better for it. Anyway, speaking of the She-Hulk show, She-Hulk will reportedly have the hero break the fourth wall. I feel like we've heard this before also in whispers. I wouldn't be surprised if that's the case. Like, it depends on which version of She-Hulk they're going for. If they're going for the classic one and she's breaking with her solo series and she's breaking the fourth wall, great. Like, excuse me. So here's another report suggesting that Marvel She-Hulk will see Jennifer Walters pay homage to her comic book counterpart by breaking the fourth wall. Again, that's the thing that happens. She was doing it well before Deadpool, folks. Well before Deadpool was even thought of. Get you some comic history. Talking to you too. That person right there talking about it. But that's a Deadpool thing. No, She-Hulk did it first. Anyway, the direct reports that actually I don't think she did it. Well, she did it before Deadpool. I think probably was like Howard the Duck or some craziness like that. Forbush Man, most likely. Anyway, the director reports that there will be many instances of fourth wall being broken in the She-Hulk Disney Plus series, with the character openly acknowledging that her presence within the Marvel Cinematic Universe. The site also states She-Hulk will interact with real-world people, paving the way for celebrity cameos throughout the series, hence that last rumor of Megan Thee Stallion. For now, it is unknown if a storyline reason will be given for She-Hulk's breaking the fourth wall, or will it just go unexplained. So they did say this was going to be kind of a comedy series, if I'm not mistaken. So there is a good chance that this is probably true because of that. Because like I said, you know, Savage She-Hulk and some of the other She-Hulk books kind of did break the fourth wall pretty heavily. And it also goes on to mention Deadpool, so we're just going to keep on pushing from that. Hawkeye appears to be headed for a fall 2021 premiere date, which I feel like we have had that date already. I thought it was like August something. But anyway, Disney Plus's Hawkeye series may have its sights set on a fall 2021 premiere date. Eternal star Lauren Ridloff shared a photo along Hawkeye's Alakwa Cox, writing Echo and Makari looking at you, fall 2021. So that's interesting. So so is Echo going to be in... Wait, we know Echo's going to be in Hawkeye. We know that for already. That's already out there as fact. So is Makari of the Eternals going to guest star, or were they just only happen to be on the same set? But it says that's weird. I guess let me finish reading this. Excuse me. Echo and Makari will notably be the first deaf superheroes in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Here is a picture of the two stars. From Laura Ridloff's Instagram page. So let's see. Doesn't say whether. Yeah, so it doesn't say whether Makari from the Eternals movie is going to be showing up on the show. I mean, but Eternals is coming out this fall, if I'm not mistaken. So there you go. In fact, wait, when does the Eternals come out? I totally forgot the date. Do we know? November 5th. So yeah. So they're both coming out this fall, just not... Okay, so we can squash that right now. They just happen to be somewhere together. That's a cute picture, by the way. I can't say it's full mixtape or anything, but, you know, this is what we got. Anyway, Francis... Wait. What? There we go. Did I actually put that in there twice? Oh, I hate shush. I think I totally did put that in there twice. Wow. I totally put that Fantastic Four article in here twice. That was an oversight. Anyway, Abomination and Wong return in Shang-Chi trailer has Marvel fans freaking out. So by now you've all seen Shang-Chi's and the Legend of the Ten Rings trailer. You see one part of the trailer where you see looks like an MMA caged ring, and you see this big monster fighting this dude in monk robes. And it has been speculated that that monk was Wong from Doctor Strange. Why he would be there, don't know. The Abomination definitely is a known quantity already. Because we also know that Tim Roth is going to be in She-Hulk, I believe. It's a Kumite. Yeah. As long as you know what I'm talking about. You know what I was talking about. That's what matters. So the second trailer of Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings made its triumphant debut a couple of weeks ago. Like I said, you know, Abomination was in the ring with a monk that looks like it was Wong, and people have kumite. The appearance of the fight was quickly taking the internet by storm. Between fans celebrating on Abomination's long-awaited MCU return and fans speculating about the scene's implications for the larger franchise. So yeah, actually, it kind of, sort of, well, it doesn't really it makes sense, but it kind of doesn't make sense. Like Shang-Chi's kind of, there's a little bit of mystical. Wait, what is this about Tom Holland and Zendaya kissing? And why is this a surprise? Like, okay, you know what? We'll come back to that. We'll come back to that. We'll come back to that some other time. Like, am I surprised that they're dating? No, not really. Anywho, two good-looking folk. Anyhow, but yeah. So we don't get a face shot of the monk person that is fighting him in this ring, of fighting Abomination in his ring. But apparently people have slowed down and stopped the trailer to see that it kind of sort of looks like Wong from the back. He's definitely doing like the definitely doing magic move, which got him knocked into the thing, trying to turn to guard against Abomination's blow. We don't know why he's in the ring with Abomination. Like, did he go there on purpose to try to prove himself? Was he dragged there? We don't know. Was he trying to get stronger? Is that actually really Wong? We don't really know. It seems very much likely that's the case, though. But yeah, if you're watching the video version, you can see the tweets in question that people are speculating about this. Like I said, we don't really get a good face shot of it. We just know he's fighting a sorcerer. That could very well be Wong, though. That's worth my money, because I was kind of wondering about that when I first saw the trailer. And I was like, that looks really suspiciously familiar person. But yeah, anyway, moving right along. Oh, I hate autoplaying videos. You know what? There we go. Boy, I hate autoplaying videos. You suck autoplaying videos and the sites that use them. Anyway, Shang-Chi star Simu Liu channels Loki's Mobius in new photos. So Simu Liu will soon be in, that's Shang-Chi, y'all. Y'all know who it is at this point. Liu has made it clear time and time and again that he's a big fan of the Marvel Cinematic Universe and has posted a lot about the recent Disney Plus series since they began earlier this year. In Liu's latest Twitter post, he plays a hilarious tribute to, it's always hilarious and it's always insane with these articles. Anyway, he pays tribute to Loki's Mobius and Mobius, the character played by Owen Wilson. Y'all know who that is if you watch the show. Anyway, we get to the tweet in question. It's Simu Liu on a jet ski, and if you don't know the significance of the jet ski, you have not been watching Loki. Period. So that's kind of cool. That's neat. And it's like here for Mobius. You can also see these other tweets that Liu has done, including apparently this one that references Zoolander. So that's kind of funny. So I guess he's an Owen Wilson fan, as this article is saying. Sure. Soon he'll be making stuff out of birchwood, I guess. Anyway. Ant-Man and the Wasp Quantumania's Jonathan Majors adds Kang to his signature. So Lovecraft Country star Jonathan Majors is set to make his Marvel Cinematic debut as the iconic Marvel villain Kang the Conqueror in 2023's Ant-Man and the Wasp Quantumania. Majors already appears to be getting into character. Huh, interesting. Having recently added Kang to his autograph. We was Kangs. That's funny. Pardon me one moment, folks. So yeah, sorry about that. All right. Let's see. Majors recently made an appearance at Golden Apple Comics in LA, where he added his signature to the store's replica of R2-D2 from Star Wars, which numerous other special guests have signed in the past. Golden Apple immortalized Majors' visit on Instagram, explaining that the actor said it was the first time he had ever signed something as Kang. Majors also took a photo holding a copy of 1986's Avengers 267, which prominently features Kang on John Buscema and Tom Palmer's cover art. So, boom, here you go. There's from Golden. I must have missed this post. There's Homeboy right there. So we also know that Loki could possibly be setting up Kang going into Quantumania because of what's going on in that show with the TVA and Ravonna Renslayer showing up and all that kind of good mess. The last episode of Loki will be this coming Wednesday, so hopefully we're going to get something on that then. That would be a very missed opportunity if it didn't. But also could possibly set up what's going to go into Ant-Man and the Wasp. But regardless, that's kind of cool. So yeah, we're gonna keep pushing though. Marvel's What If trailer reveals Disney Plus premiere date. So if you haven't checked this trailer out, this is actually pretty cool. I'm actually kind of interested in this show coming out. Apparently it's setting up some other stuff too, because I've seen something not necessarily rumored, but spoken about it setting up some sort of multiversal Avengers in the show, which would be cool. But What If is a series? Yeah, the What If trailer was cool. Like I would have loved it if it was live action, but I'll take an animated version of What If. They could do so many things with it. Like they could, because What If is a longish running series in the Marvel comics. That's basically just like, hey, what if Spider-Man, killed Mary Jane or something like that, or what if he kept the symbiote, or what if the Fantastic Four, were the Avengers? What if Captain America was president? Which actually kind of sort of ended up coming true. There was an article I was going to write a few years ago for the site about the What If series and what has actually come true in that series. So it was stuff like, what if Wolverine joined the Avengers? It actually happened. So like the aforementioned Captain America was president. That kind of happened, sort of. But yeah, it was stuff like that, and I love the What If series, so this is cool to see. I don't know if they're gonna go that far or just stick to the MCU stuff, but it sounds like they're kind of sticking to the MCU type stuff. But regardless, Marvel's What If will make its debut on Disney Plus on August 11th, meaning that the gap between Marvel Studios shows is only about a month long, which has been true so far, with the exception of actually it's been not true on a couple of occasions, because I believe the gap between WandaVision and Falcon and Winter Soldier yeah, in fact, WandaVision did a couple of episodes right off the bat, so they couldn't step on into Falcon and Winter Soldier, if I'm not mistaken. And then Falcon and Winter Soldier to Loki had been like a month, though. So I guess they're starting to do that right now. Either way, let's see. Yeah, August 11th is when it's coming out. Westworld star Jeffrey Wright, shout out to Jeffrey Wright, will serve as the narrator of What If, which means he's playing Uatu the Watcher, which, you know what? Great. Awesome. Voicing the all-seeing Watcher, as it just says. The rest of the cast is filled in with current and former MCU stars voicing their live-action characters in animated form. So, everybody who's played their significant parts in the MCU, including Chadwick Boseman, because he did, I believe the ones that he did were done before he passed. So those are going to be heartbreakers right there. In fact, the trailer, there's some clips of him talking as T'Challa in the trailers, and I know that's been kind of giving people the feels. So, but I'm looking forward to this and to see all that, and it will be good to hear and quote unquote see Chadwick one more time in the role. You know, as you know, as bittersweet as it might be, I guess. Moving right along, new Star Wars Disney Plus series Visions isn't canon. So apparently Star Wars Vision isn't canon, which I guess makes most sense. Disney's upcoming Star Wars anthology series entitled Star Wars Visions won't necessarily be canon to the mainline Star Wars continuity. The series was first revealed in December of last year as the investor call stuff, as everything else did. Where it was revealed that the series would be a collaboration between Lucasfilm and several renowned Japan-based anime studios. I'm looking forward to this because there have been like fan-made and there's actually been probably one or two Star Wars kind of anime things that's out there on the internet, and it's been some cool looking stuff, and I think that's probably what gave way to this. But because of Star Wars Vision's unique development and production compared to other in-house Lucasfilm projects, fans have been speculating on whether the various stories will be consciously integrated into canon or whether they would just exist as a standalone projects. The series will consist of 9 short films produced by Sovereign Total Production Studios, most notably Studio IG, Ghost in the Shell, Studio Trigger, Kill la Kill, and other things. Another thing. Let's see. I believe, does Mappa also have some? There's a couple of anime houses. Hey, Kemi. Hey, love. How are you? Hope you're doing well tonight. Anyway, let's see. In this newly released Star Wars Vision sizzle reel, the producers stress how each of these stories were intensely personal for the storytellers involved, with little mandated direction from Lucasfilm. Because the storytellers were given so few restraints, it was necessary to free the stories from the confines of pre-established Star Wars lore. So chances are probably not canon, but they'll still be good stuff regardless. Says in a recent post from StarWars.com, it was revealed that Star Wars Vision's storytelling didn't have to fit in the timeline. Executive producer James Waugh further elaborates on this decision, saying that Lucasfilm, quote unquote, wanted to give these creators a wide creative berth. You can read the rest in the show notes for yourself. So yeah, they're just like, hey, there you go. You know what? You got a story to tell that's in the Star Wars universe. Run it, but it doesn't have to necessarily fit in the universe. So cool. Star Wars Rogue Squadron script almost complete, says Patty Jenkins. So Patty Jenkins confirmed the script of Rogue Squadron is almost complete, and pre-production is going well. Disney came crashing out of the gate with Star Wars content following the release of 2015's Star Wars The Force Awakens. Well, we already know the history of all of that going on. Apparently, currently the next Star Wars film on the calendar is Jenkins's Rogue Squadron. Announced last year, again, at the investor call, where everything good came out of. Man, when y'all should know, when we talked about that investor call last year, when that came up, it was a whole slew of stuff, and some of it we didn't necessarily get to, but it was a lot of stuff. And obviously you've seen the fruits of that, with WandaVision, Falcon and Winter Soldier, Loki, and then the upcoming stuff on the Marvel front, and some of this Star Wars stuff is also coming out, because I think Bad Batch also came out around that time, or was announced around that time also, which I still haven't seen yet. But regardless, let's see. Candy Senpai. See, yes, this is the first Star Wars movie directed by a woman, as this article tends to point out. It is scheduled for release in December 2023, so the details on the plot are still slim. It's certain that the focus, obviously, it's Rogue Squadron, so it's going to be about Rogue Squadron. Luke's X-wing team that probably won't have Luke in it, I would imagine, depending on where in the timeline they put it. If it does, that's going to be weird, because Mark Hamill don't look nothing like he did when Rogue Squadron would have been a thing. But they have de-aged him before for Mandalorian, so we'll see what happens. But also Rogue Squadron is got a couple of video games also, so that's the thing. Let's see. Jenkins gave a fresh update on Rogue Squadron while talking to the Hollywood Reporter at the reopening of the Warner Brothers studio tour in Hollywood. Though the film is still in pre-production, Jenkins confirmed that it's going amazing. She's always been hard at work on it before Rogue Squadron was officially announced, and things are really coming to fruition now, Jenkins said. So that's good. I'm hoping that's good. I want that to be good. Move right along, though. Book of Boba Fett recruits Favreau, Filoni, Howard, and Rodriguez as directors. Now, I feel like this was probably already mentioned. I felt like we already knew this was to be a case, so I don't know. But it's good to have confirmation, I suppose. Because like I said, when Book of Boba was announced, this was already said. But anyway, Disney Plus's upcoming live-action Star Wars series, The Book of Boba Fett, will feature a return of some acclaimed directors from the first 2 seasons of The Mandalorian. Star Temuera Morrison has confirmed. We got some great directors on board: Robert Rodriguez, Jon Favreau, Bryce Dallas Howard, Dave Filoni, etc. I guess Morrison, who plays the eponymous, y'all know who that man. That's Boba fucking Fett, man. Come on. Said in an interview with the Daily Express. See, Morrison also revealed that Ming-Na Wen's Fennec Shand will be just as important to the Book of Boba Fett as Boba himself. It's a duo thing, so cool. Which is probably good because the Boba Fett is not one for words. Like this is probably the most he's spoken ever when he was on The Mandalorian. And even then, it wasn't a whole lot. So you need somebody to play off of. Makes sense. So this is going to be cool. I'm going to watch this when this happens. And season 3 of Mandalorian when that happens also. F9 will pass $500 million globally this week. Probably already has at this point because this is a few days. Actually, this is a whole week after F9 came out. In fact, I can just go ahead and say to, let's see. Well, Black Widow also just came out and made $80 million. So there you go. Let's see. Yeah, so it did definitely make it. One stands at 1.41 million globally that F9 has put in at this point, as of yesterday, as of this recording, anyway. So yeah, I would say that movie did pretty good. I have not seen Fast 9 yet. I still haven't seen Fast 8 yet. I'm supposed to be watching it with someone. Hint, 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 hint. But you know, there is that going to happen. So I hear good things. Like it's just dumb fun, which those movies have been dumb fun. So not surprised. Think. So yeah, Fast 9 made a lot of money. Go figure. When it's all said and done, and my theory that the Transporter series and Fast 9 and Triple X series all come together in one big massive movie, y'all gonna know. You heard it here first. Next up, Blade Runner Black Lotus reveals cast SDCC panel details. The characters, cast list, and Comic-Con at Home 2021 panel details for Adult Swim and Crunchyroll's Blade Runner Black Lotus animated series produced by hang on. This is a sentence. The characters, cast list, and Comic-Con at Home 2021 panel details for Adult Swim and Crunchyroll's Blade animated series produced by Archon Entertainment. That's a weird sentence, Tim. I love you, my guy. Or I'm just reading that wrong. Possible. I'm probably reading that wrong. I don't know. Shout out to Tim, by the way. Tim Adams, founder of this here Comic Book Chronicles. The Comic Con at Home 2021 panel will take place on Friday, July 23rd. Some of the stars lending their voices to the Blade Runner English and Japanese voice cast include Jessica Henwick, aka Colleen Wing, as some of us know her as, Arisa Shida, Will Yun Lee. Oh, cool! I hadn't seen him since well, he's probably been doing stuff, but Sleeping Dogs. Will Yun Lee, title, the main character of Sleeping Dogs. Shinshu Fuji, Josh Duhamel, Titan Kusunoki, Peyton List, and more. Let's see. I'm not gonna run down this whole list, but this article is naming the characters and the people who are playing them all in a row, or at least from what they know at this point. And it looks like a pretty good cast as far as I could tell. Like some of these names I definitely know. So that's cool. I mean, a little bit more Blade Runner stuff is always good to go. Blink. Oh, now we're going to transition over into the comic book news and bring this on home. Wait, people don't know how to get a hot tub in Sinful. You know what? Focus, Roddy. Marvel's Avengers Cosmic Cube patch, new features and changes. So yeah, they've been steadily patching up Marvel's Avengers video game made by Square Enix. If you don't know what that is, that's what that is. I'm pretty sure you've heard about it one way, shape, or form if you've not played it. Yeah. So after months of waiting, the next major Marvel's Avengers event is almost here. To be clear, I don't have that big of a problem as some people have with the game, but it does need, it has needed a whole lot of work. Which they've gone and do to its credit. So hopefully I can go back to it at some point soon. Maybe you'll see it on this here Twitch channel, twitch.tv/Comic Book Chronicles. Maybe I'll play it here. The update that lays the groundwork for the new content and event is causing some major issues. Oof. But it's still available to download. The new villain sector and cosmic threat event are going to require that download of 1.8.0. So players may want to learn more about the latest update now. The Marvel's Avengers update arrived on June 22nd, which that's almost a month ago at this point, and makes some pretty significant changes to the game. Oh, right, this is that big update that happened. It also unlocks the Beating the Odds storyline, which makes a long requested tweak to hives that should make finishing them much less time consuming. So that's good, because yeah, some of that stuff was a little tedious. As always, the patch also includes a laundry list of other bug fixes, tweaks, and balance adjustments. So yeah, good stuff. We won't run through all the stuff, but it's out there on this show notes for this here show. That'll be with the article, or the Twitter post that I put out. Star Wars: The Old Republic celebrating its 10th anniversary with a big expansion. Star Wars: The Old Republic will soon mark 10 years since release, a period over which this excellent MMO, according to this article, is actually pretty good. I've enjoyed Old Republic the time that I've played it. I should go back to it. Anyway, has gone from strength to strength. BioWare Austin has announced that to mark the occasion, the game will receive its next major expansion named Legacy of the Sith. It will be free to subscribers and launch later this year. The game originally released on December 20th, 2011. I remember getting into the beta for it and playing it with a friend of mine. We loved it as Star Wars fans, and they've gone away from like canon stuff at this point, and they've got like a whole new storyline, but it's still pretty good from last blush. It's been a while since I played it. I wish they had a lifetime subscription like us Star Trek does, because I would have bought it. I'm just saying, that's how kind of crazy I am. Anyway, Legacy of the Sith will see players on a military campaign to secure a vital planet for their faction as they uncover the ultimate plan of the renegade Sith, Darth Malgus. This cheery chap has long been a part of the Old Republic storyline, and it looks like reports of his death have greatly been exaggerated. I feel like I've done the mission that killed his ass. So that's interesting. Spoilers, I guess. Anyway, so that's the thing that's going to happen. Yeah, has it already happened? Oh, I don't. Yeah, I don't see it. But it should be coming soon if it's not already out. Spider-Man No Way Home debuts a strikingly different costume. So some of this is going to get retreaded in the next couple of articles, so bear with me on this one. Merchandise from Marvel Studios and Sony Pictures' Spider-Man No Way Home is starting to trickle down the web with several toys featuring a look at Peter Parker's new black and gold costume. The toys revealed by Marvel span from the fan-favorite 6-inch Legends line to the 12-inch Titan Hero series to Funko and Lego. So you can see the, if you're watching the video version of this, you can see me scrolling through some of these toys. Like here's the Funko one, which I will probably get. There's the Legends one, which I will also probably get. Here's the this I guess is the 3-inch one. Here's I guess that's the same one. Here's the Lego set. That's the Titan Hero set. There you go. So yeah, Spider's gonna have a new suit. That's probably not the Venom symbiote, if hopefully. Well, not even hopefully, but I don't know. That's a whole weird thing on that one. Anyhow, and again, Spider-Man No Way Home Funko Pops are up for pre-order. There's the aforementioned black and gold one. Here's a picture of them all, including, looks like, what, Spidey with Doctor Strange powers or something. So I guess we are getting into the multiverse with No Way Home. That's going to be cool. Looks like Mary Jane, Doctor Strange. I guess that's Flash Thompson. So cool. Let's see. Oh, that's Ned. Sorry, that's not Flash. That's Ned. So yeah, there we go. There's that one again. And it looks like pre-orders are live at Entertainment Earth now, with the rest probably coming down the line at some point. Cool. Loki's B-15 and Ravonna with Miss Minutes Funko Pops have also been revealed. So Hunter B-15, Ravonna Renslayer, and Miss Minutes joined the God of Mischief and Agent Mobius in receiving Funko Pops inspired by Disney Plus's Loki. So yay for that, I guess. Let's see. Yeah, these are like I said, these are figures that are from the Loki show. Here are Ravonna, Miss Minutes, and B-15s for Funkos. And yes, I will probably get at least one of those because I am very stupid. Anywho, get me a B-15 Marvel Legends figure. That's kind of what I want. Please, Marvel. Thank you. You can give me a Ravonna one too, since it's about the Raw, because she's awesome. I doubt if they'll do that, but one can hope. Next up, though, Amazing Spider-Man cover art further teases the Marvel hero's death. So, cover art by Arthur Adams for Amazing Spider-Man 76 continue to tease the web slinger's death. Again. Adams' cover features Mary Jane sitting next to a very injured Spider-Man as he lays in a medical bed. Mary Jane's face is in her left hand as she holds Spider-Man's wrist with her right hand. Peter Parker is a very worse for wear, with his arms and shoulder bandaged up and a breathing device on the lower part of his face. An almost broken spider web dangles from the top cover down to his bed, to his bed's headrest. So do we have a full picture of that? Yeah, there we go. So yeah, if they're gonna kill Peter again, because this is not the first time they've done this. We do know they're replacing him again with Ben Reilly, which I don't know if I'm going to stick onto the series if that's, stay onto the series after the case if that happens. So But yeah, this will be building up to like I said, the end of Nick Spencer's run, going into the Ben Reilly stuff. We'll see how long that lasts. Fox News drums up controversy over Captain America. So this has to do with that United States of Captain America comic book that we talked about last week. Not this particular week, but last week. In it, the shield is stolen. Steve and Sam Wilson are going to go look for it. They meet up with various other people that took up the Captain America mantle, such as like the Captain America of the Rails, who is a gay Captain America who pretty much stays on the trains and defends people that are being mistreated on the rails. And obviously, you can see why Fox News would have an issue with that, because they're a bunch of assholes. But yes, apparently Fox News spent multiple segments this week taking umbrage with the first issue's Marvel's of United States of Captain America miniseries, where writer Christopher Cantwell has Captain America question the concept of the American dream. With the network's hosts and guests arguing that Marvel is trying to make Captain America fit into what they call the fashionable trend of hating America. Or, I don't know, fucking the idea of America that's supposed to fucking be. Anyway, Fox News and anything Fox News related just needs to die. Like, like why? Well, Disney bought Fox, so just shut that shit down. But they're not gonna do that because Disney's, yeah. Anywho, longtime comic book fans, however, took issue with Fox's general objection of Marvel politicizing Captain America, because Captain America's wearing a flag-ass suit. I hate this take when they do this, like politicizing Captain America when the motherfucker is wearing a suit made from the colors of the American flag. His name is Captain America. If that's not already political, I don't know what is. Anyhow, and this as this article mentions, Captain America punched out Hitler. That's not political at all in the first episode, first issue. Anyway, enough about that, because the less we talk about Fox News, the better. The X-Men's new series will change the Marvel Universe again. So we talked about X-Men #1 this week on the show. Go back to the other episode that should be out already by the time you hear this. It should actually be out by the time, if you're with us live, it should actually be out on CSPN. At least I hope it is. I'm going to check right now. Yes, it is. It is out there on the CSPN. Matter of fact, here you go. Like, blah, blah, blah. Oops. That's not what I was trying to do. Oh, actually, no. I don't. Yeah, here we go. Y'all can see it. So, yeah. Comic Book Chronicles 421, that's the latest episode. This is just a supplemental episode of it, and you can definitely go check that out right now if you so choose. And it's also on Twitch and YouTube. Anyway, the first official X-Men team of Krakoa era will result in another massive change to the Marvel Universe. When CBR asked X-Men writer Jerry Duggan what type of threats the new team will face, the scribe teased how the Marvel Universe will be changed yet again following its first 12 issues. Blowback. There's always blowback. We've definitely seen some of that in the X universe already. So, the first 12 issues are pretty carefully constructed to tell the biggest X-Men story we could conceive of. The X-Men are going to change the universe again. We've already seen a lot of that stuff already happening during the Hellfire Gala. This book is going to be ginormous and fun, but we're pulling on some very important story threads, he continued. New enemies will come into dangerous orbits, and matters will boil over in this book and affect the entire Marvel Universe. It's been a privilege to be asked to have this much fun. I've never had an idea that wasn't made better by Jonathan Hickman, our editors, and of course Pepe Larraz, who's the artist on the book. We have big stuff planned hope you survived the experience, because there always have to be that reference in it when talking about an X-Men book at some point. Superman, son of Kal-El, reveals the rebooted birth of Jon Kent. This July, Jon Kent officially follows in his father's footsteps and inherits the mantle of DC Universe's most iconic superhero in Superman, son of Kal-El #1, complete with a retconned origin. And an exclusive preview from the opening issue from Tom Taylor, John Timms, and Gabe Altab. Jon's father, Kal-El, is in the midst of a cosmic battle, fighting alongside Green Lantern and Martian Manhunter, before returning home to the Fortress of Solitude in time to witness Lois Lane giving birth to their son. Which, that's weird, because Jon's been around for a minute now, so I guess this is going to be retelling that or something. I don't know what's going on with that. I haven't really been keeping up. Regardless, Superman has been my hero for as long as I can remember. Being raised by a single mother, he was one of my biggest male role models as a child. I have a very strong memory of being 4 years old and proudly walking down the street with red underpants and blue jeans, while wearing a faded thrift store Superman t-shirt, Tom Taylor said in a written statement. For this Australian kid to grow up and become the writer of Superman, I mean, statistically, I'd have a better chance of being an astronaut and going to space. Excuse me. Writing a new Superman, a new hero for a new generation to look up to, is a big responsibility and a great honor. So, cool. Yeah. That's what's up. Let's see. Jon was born in a pocket dimension during the crossover Convergence. That's right, because I barely read that. Created in 2015 by longtime Superman writer and artist Dan Jurgens. With this new origin, Jon is much more firmly woven into the fabric of the MCU as the Infinite Frontier era continues ahead of the young hero claiming the mantle of Superman in his father's sudden absence. This is going to go on until July 27th. So, if you're a Superman fan, go check that out, I guess. Action Comics 1033 teases a Justice League schism. Again, another preview for an upcoming issue. July is quickly shaping up to be a huge month for Superman, with Clark Kent's son Jon ready to inherit the superhero mantle, while another superhero, Superman, helms a new iteration of the Authority. We've talked about that, where I believe Clark is going to be a part of the Authority in a series. I don't know, we talked about it later, probably a couple of weeks ago on the show. Anyway, DC has shared an exclusive preview of Action Comics 1033, with the Man of Tomorrow facing a Justice League divided amongst themselves. And I'm kind of wondering if this is going to have something to do with Future State, because if you know anything about the Future State mini event that happened a couple of months ago, it's sometime in the future. Jon Kent and a whole new batch of Justice League kind of comes together, and a bunch of other things going on. Like, there's some stuff going on in Gotham and other places, and heroes are scattered and all kind of places, and things are going on. This sounds like this might be catching up to that, but I'm not entirely sure. There are some definitely books that are kind of now that are catching up to the Future State stuff, like the Batman books now kind of going into that stuff, even though that stuff has already happened. So this is like the before going into that, and I guess at some point it's going to cut into whatever, or cut into After Effects. But anyway, let's see. Mongol and his son plots their next moves, spelling ominous ramifications for the heroes. Written by Philip Kennedy Johnson, the unlettered preview pages, including several uncolored pages, are drawn by Daniel St. Pierre and colored by Adriano Lucas. And you can see said pages if you are watching the video version right now. Or you can go to the show notes and check it out for yourself at your leisure. Next up, Dungeons & Dragons cartoon resurrected as Magic the Gathering Secret Lair cards. I'm just going to go ahead and say that I have ordered a set of these cards already because I'm a dumbass. But anyway, the 1980s Dungeons & Dragons cartoon returns, as a set of variant Magic cards, Magic the Gathering cards. And buckle up, folks. If you're not into Magic the Gathering, which, by the way, there is a comic book out, so it's not like this is not comic related. In fact, the latest issue just came out this week that I didn't get a chance to read yet. But earlier, at some point earlier this week, I guess, Wizards of the Coast announced that it would be releasing a Dungeons and Dragons cartoon-themed Secret Lair set. The set will contain a total of 6 either foil cards with images by Tyler Wipeout, inspired by the Dungeons and Dragons cartoon, including cards featuring the Dungeon Master, Venger, Presto, and Bobby. Where's Diana? Well, I know Diana is on one of those cards. As with most other Secret Lair cards, these are technically reprints of existing cards, although several of the cards use quotes from the Dungeons and Dragons cartoon for flavor text. And you can see the tweet that has, let me see if I can pull this up a little bit closer. So yeah, I ordered a set of both of them. So the normal stuff and the foil cards, because again, I'm a dumbass. And I love the Dungeons and Dragons cartoon series, even though it's loosely based on the actual tabletop role-playing game. But if you're watching the video, you can see the cards themselves. See, there's Diana right there. Had a real big crush on Diana. Anyhow, and these are playable cards, by the way. So you could very well use these. In fact, the current expansion that just came out is called Forgotten Realms, which is a D&D inspired set, which I'm pretty sure this article is going to go into. All right. Take it easy, Cap. Have a good night. The set just came out and it's D&D inspired, and that's why this Secret Lair is coming out in relation to that. So, like I said, if you're a fan of the Dungeons and Dragons cartoon, or if you're of a certain vintage, because I know that cartoon is older than some of y'all are watching or listening, you should check it out. 26 episodes, or it's supposed to be 27, but the last one didn't get made. So we don't know whether we do know whether they got home because that's out there on the YouTubes. You can definitely go check that out if you want to. But this is cool for someone like me who's old enough to remember the cartoon. I kind of want to play the beginning of the show, but I'm not gonna do that because I'll put it in the show notes for anybody who wants to check it out, though. I love the show. You know what? I can do what I want. This is my show now. I'm the captain now. Actually, I don't know what if I've been the captain. No. You know what? No, I'm not gonna do that because it's gonna take me too much time. But let's move right along because we still got a couple more things to do before we call it. All right, Magic the Gathering reveals new adventures in Forgotten Realms creature cards. This is the expansion that I was just talking about. So the next couple of articles are going to be like preview cards. So forgive me for this because I am a little nerd and I love Magic the Gathering, even though I don't really play as much as I used to. Well, I've never really played all that much, so let's be honest with that. Anyway, Magic the Gathering has unveiled Swarming Goblins, the latest card included in the Adventures in the Forgotten Realms set. Well, again, that set just came out, so you can go get some boosters right now. Wizards of the Coast has provided CBR with the exclusive first look at the upcoming Magic the Gathering card. Swarming Goblins implements a D20 mechanic designed to pay homage to Dungeons and Dragons. The inspiration behind Adventures in the Forgotten Realms, also owned by Wizards of the Coast at this point, by the way, for a long, long time. The players who use Swarming Goblins must roll a 20-sided die, following instructions based on whatever number is rolled. So yeah, so this expansion is basically folding in a little bit more D&D to the Magic the Gathering. I'm kind of looking forward to playing this and see how this plays. They've added a couple of new mechanics and like I said, you know, between this and Strixhaven, which was the last expansion, they've kind of gone a little bit more D&D than not. So yeah, there's a card. You can check it out. And it's all this regalia, if you so choose. Magic the Gathering D&D cards lean into the game's new dice rolling mechanic. We kind of just talked about what that was in a way, but as showcased in a new trailer, Magic the Gathering's latest expansion will see players making greater use of 20-sided dice. Several newly revealed cards, such as the aforementioned Swarming Goblins, see players roll a d20 when they enter the battlefield. Based on whatever is rolled, the players then need to follow instructions on the card. So it's good that they have the spin down dice with the booster packs, or with the look, there's Josh Lee Kwai. But the trailer released by the official Magic the Gathering Twitter account explains the differences between spin down dice and the D20. While the spin down dice, which has been used in tabletop trading card games for decades, also boasts 20-sided dice, 20 sides, the numbers appear sequentially, running around the die. Comparatively, a D20 sees lower numbers spread out amongst the higher values. And if I was on my personal Twitch channel, I could roll a D20 right now. But we are not. Moving right along. Magic the Gathering D&D crossover set to bring the Rogue class to a new card. So this is another preview card that GameSpot was privy to, apparently. Let's see. Oh, wait. Arriving later in July. I thought it was out or coming out. No, I thought it was out already. Because I think it's out on Magic Arena, and I think comes out physically probably in a week or two. It's probably actually already out, and this is because this is from July 2nd, so I believe the set is actually out. While we've seen elements from Magic the Gathering come to D&D with books like Guild's Master's Guild to Ravnica, now elements from D&D gameplay will be introduced in the newest Magic the Gathering set, Adventures in the Forgotten Realms. And we have a look at one of the cards for the upcoming set, which is this Rogue card. There we go. Okay, well, there we go. Watching the video version, or you can check it out in the show notes. So yeah, when creating, wait a minute. It says when creating a character for a game of D&D, you have a list of classes to choose from, such as fighter, paladin, wizard, etc. One class many players gravitate towards is the rogue, which you can play in a variety of ways. With the most common being a crafty thief capable of picking locks, delivering. Y'all should know what a rogue does at this point if you spent any amount of time with anyone who plays D&D. But apparently here is the card, and here are the elements on the card, and you can check that out. I won't really go into it because I know that kind of get a little bit into weeds for the preview here. And I'm pretty sure my co-host is glad he's not on the show. Magic the Gathering reveals new adventure cards in the. Oh wait, did I actually really put this in here again? What and did I do this week? This is why I'm glad I did this. Yeah, this is why I'm glad I'm doing this solo actually, because I didn't realize I had done this. I am screwing up. Anyway, last but not least, the Eminence returned with sci-fi slice of life graphic novel Grass of Parnassus. Catherine and Stuart Eminen's webcomic series Grass of Parnassus is being collected in a special hardcover edition from Ad House Books this fall. Grass of Parnassus is a slice of life kind of story, but set aboard a drifting spaceship. Originally serialized on Instagram, the Eminens have reformatted it and added some extras for Grass of for the Grass of Parnassus hardcover. Quote unquote, join a huge cast including angry space techs, anxious energy workers, obsequious ramen robots, suspicious arcade owners, snack-driven vat-grown bears, and correspondent school druids in this backstage adventure aboard a malfunctioning flying space rock, reads Ad Hoc Books' description of Grass of Parnassus. In some ways, Grass of Parnassus is similar to the personal stories from their previous series never as bad as you think, but taking place in a more fanciful, if you consider dilapidated sci-fi fanciful as I do, locale. Stuart Eminem's cartooning here has shades of his comedy work from Next Wave, which yay, and seemingly a deep appreciation for the work of French cartoonist Yves Chalade. So cool. There's a trailer attached to this. There's also a preview attached to this article. You can check that out at your leisure. Grasp of Panas's hardcover goes on sale September 29th in comic book stores and October 12th in bookstores. And that, folks, is the end of the news and also the end of the show. But before we do that, we got one ad read to go off on, and you know what? Well, I was gonna say this is appropriate because this makes total sense. Oops, that is absolutely not what I was trying to do. Funko, fun at first sight. Your home for exclusive collectibles, apparel, and brand merchandise. And now, for the listeners of the Comic Book Chronicles, you can enjoy 10% off of your entire purchase when shopping at Funko. To place your first order with 10% off and to help keep our show free for you, go to our network website at cspn.us. That's cspn.us. Then click on the Keep Our Podcast Free link at the top of the page. From there, scroll down to the Funko link and place your order. When you get to the checkout, put in the offer code SHOP10, all one word, for your 10% off discount. Funko through cspn.us. Do it today. Ching! So, yeah, I apologize for that because I'm not the one that usually does the promos for the show. But you know what? Here we are. And that, folks, brings us to the end of this show. We'd like to thank each and every one of you folks, kind folks, for coming out. We will be back actually this coming Thursday for a regular show. We don't have any movie protocol or anything in effect, so we'll be back with a regular show, not to be confused with the regular show that's on Adult Swim. But with that, and I'll get to that in a second, I have been Roddykat. You can find me at Roddykat on Twitter. You can find me at News Nurse Need on Twitter. You can find me at CBCaps on Instagram. Agent 70, who is not here tonight, you can find him at agent_70 on Twitter and Instagram. PC_Dirt, you can find him on PC_Dirt on Twitter. You can find me on Pop Culture Net on Twitter, popculturenetwork.com. And all the umbrella sites they're in. Maybe on Byte under Comic Reviews No Vowels. Tim, DOGG98 on Twitter, the Osiris Ish. You can also find him at CB Chron, which is the Comic Book Chronicles Twitter account. You can find him at The Click Nation on Twitter, which is TheKliqNation, all one word. You can also find him at theclicknation.com. You can also find him specifically at Comic Book Resources, where he's over there writing his face off. And there's also some articles that's been in this particular show, new show, that Tim's written. So go over there, go check him out. Tim Adams over on Comic Book Resources. Go give that man read the stuff, give that man some clicks, you know. Because he actually is doing some good stuff, and I'm not saying that because I know him, and you know he's a part of this show. You can find this here podcast on the aforementioned cspn.us. Do it today. You can also find this here podcast on the podcast perusal place of choice, whether it be Google Play, Apple iTunes, aka Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or the Coastal Lizard Podcast Network's SoundCloud page. Cha-ching. You can also find this here podcast where we go live. When we go live every Thursday night, normally 9:30-ish p.m. on either the YouTube channel of the Click Nation. That's youtube.com/TheClickNation, or twitch.tv/Comic Book Chronicles, all one word. If you are here from either one of those places, hey, how you doing? Appreciate you for being here, especially tonight for this train wreck of a show. Also, yeah, no, next to that, the audio version of the show will be out on the aforementioned CSPN.us and other feeds, probably within a day or two. Probably by the time we record the next episode, more than likely this will be out. But you can always check the video versions on, like I said, the aforementioned YouTube channel and Twitch page. And with that, folks, this is it. Until Thursday, I will see you then. This is the Cold Slither. Oh, excuse me, this is not the Cold Slither podcast. You can check that out in archives. This is the Comic Book Chronicles. Peace.